Happy Sat Stacking Saturday, and welcome to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, as well as Representative Emmer and Donald Trump unite against CBDCs, citing privacy concerns. We'll also be discussing cryptocurrency rights bill introduced in Virginia, along with the rights to self-custody your BTC. We'll also be discussing the Bitcoin ETF versus buying Bitcoin directly. What's better? I'll be breaking it down for you. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin just months away from a new all-time high, according to this one indicator, says crypto analyst Kevin Svensson. We'll also be discussing, don't worry about the Bitcoin price dip, as Max Keiser still predicts $220,000 in play. Not only that, but he says loving the price action and wouldn't be surprised if big news hits the tape next week, referring to that $100,000 Bitcoin God candle off the back of the Middle Eastern adoption of Qatar and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia purchasing 1 million Bitcoin. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome, crypto fam. Happy Sat Stacking Saturday. Make some noise, pump the likes, and let me know if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. I greatly appreciate that. We're back in action. Yesterday, we hit the 40,000 level-ish, but right now, we're above 41,600. Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. How's your Saturday going? Holla at your boy. Shout out to Brian, Sherry, Bitcoin Imagineer, Casey, Bobby Digital, Virginia in the building. Let's get it. What's good, Manuel? Medina, let's get it. Joey 86. BU1, Matthew in the building, Sailing with Twins, always a pleasure, family. Palm Beach Chris, God Candle, send it. What up, Jordan? Ran up some speculation and went way down because the big firms took it out. Yeah, you're delusional, Joey, says Jordan. Todd Ferris, what it do? Welcome, family. Yeah, smooth as what? Love to hear that. Bitcoin Pizza Man in the Mofo house. Welcome, Pizza Man. Hopefully no correlation there to Pizzagate, but just saying. 1 milli Bitcoin, really? Really? This is according to the high priest. I'll be breaking his latest insights and tweets down regarding this major Middle East buy with all this oil money entering into Bitcoin. What up, Raziel0? Always a pleasure, family. Shout out to Keith Bitboy. What it do? Good evening, Foxbase Delta. If you're new to the channel, this is live and interactive, so it helps out a lot. Let me know at least where you're tuning in from, and be sure to pump the likes to help pump that stream. Corona free, loud and clear. Good to note. Peacemaker. We got Turkey in the building. Cheers, family. Should you chat know the limited your brain is when you said way down, refusing? I love the interaction back and forth between you guys. It's hilarious. But anyways, good to hear. Real news, JV. Cheers, Carl. Appreciate you, fam. What up, David? Welcome. Good to see you. And the rest of the crew. If you're just joining the stream, welcome, family. We're streaming every single day here on the channel, 7 days a week. Yes, that's right. Sean Strickland for the win tonight. Let's go. It's going to be a lit UFC title fight. JV definitely will be watching. I've been a UFC fan at least for the past decade. Huge fan. So, Mr. Bone Daddy 500, what it do? What do you think of X payments on X? I seen it's going viral and dope price moving. Good afternoon. Well, did he suggest recommending crypto like Bitcoin payments? I don't know. I didn't hear anything from Elon regarding the Bitcoin payments, so you got to clue me in because I have no clue. There will be nothing left for the little guy, so buy now while you still can. Yeah, according to Max, the oil money could be buying up the Bitcoin right now at these prices, so we're going to be discussing that later in the show. Welcome, Sherry, Alabama, crypto granny in the building. Much respect. Doge is on the move. Any news? Maybe Elon sent a tweet. Typically how it works in the Doge ecosystem, but I haven't followed Elon in a minute, so I don't know. Bro, love your channel from Tennessee. Smash that like. Shout out to the Crypto Degen. Appreciate your family. Terran Squirt, what it do? Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, eh? Let's go. Hey, JV, I'm hitting the like. I appreciate that, Jordan. Much love, much respect. Appreciate ya. I'd love 1 million next week, but I doubt it. Where is this justified? Don't get me wrong. I am a hodler. Well, we're not discussing Bitcoin hitting $1 million. Just to clarify, it would mean the Middle East money royalty oil money, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, collectively purchasing 1 million Bitcoin. I don't even think 1 million Bitcoin is available. I know there's 2 million available on the exchanges, but that doesn't mean everyone's selling and going to depart with it, as much of the Bitcoin supply is in the hands of the long-term hodlers. But lo and behold, if, hypothetically speaking, they made an announcement, yo, we're converting our $500 billion sovereign wealth fund into Bitcoin, or we have plans on purchasing 1 million Bitcoin, we just purchased our first 100,000, that would obviously send shocks throughout the entire crypto industry, because we know it's a coming. There's a lot of these deals being made behind closed doors. If you can read between the lines, JV likes to connect the dots. So that's what we're going to be discussing. Good afternoon, JV. Damn, yesterday you was dropping a lot of gems. I bought my wife a grounding mat. That's what's up, Serge. I need to order a new one. Like I said, I used to have a grounding sheet in the bed, but when I moved from the other crib, I no longer have it. And I noticed they're sold out. I think it was like maybe grounding.com or earthing.com. I think that's the website. You can find all the latest and greatest grounding products. I need to get a new grounding sheet, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a grounding mat. Like, for example, my feet could be on the grounding mat right now, which would be equivalent to me having my bare feet in the grass outside on the earth, Mother Gaia, absorbing those, hertz of energy the way it's supposed to be intended. Love your show, JV. I appreciate that, DNA. Cheers, family. You have the sheet. That's what's up, Casey. You plug it into the wall, right? And the outlet in the middle with that little thing that goes into the outlet. Good stuff. I used one for years, and I recall using it, always sleeping like a baby. So it'll improve your sleep, better energy, focus, and all the good stuff that comes along with it. So yeah, appreciate you, T. Will. What it do? Salute to JV in the chat. Always a pleasure, family. Glad to be here on a Sat Stack and Saturday. That is smart, says Casey. Right on, family. After Grayscale stops dumping, the pump will start. Yeah, yesterday, as I reported during the live stream, they dumped 14,000 Bitcoin onto Coinbase, and I think this is a big cause of the recent dump and slump in the price action. Let's go, Crypto Kiwi. We need Chuck Norris to endorse Bitcoin. I know. Please, Chuck. Well, we have Nuck. You know what I mean? So first 5 minutes will be spent on shoutouts. Come back later for the subject matter. It is what it is, Silver Server. In fact, I do a 30-minute edited version of these 2-hour live streams, because these are 2 hours. Why? I like to interact because it's what you guys like. I give you guys what you want. I watch the numbers in the stream, and the more I interact, the more people join the stream. So common sense. But nonetheless, if you prefer news only, fast paced, without any interaction and Q&A, I invite you to come back this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, because we take the 2-hour live stream and condense it to the best 30 minutes, pure content, no interaction, no live, yada, yada, yada. So teach their own, but hopefully you join us for both, because I'm here twice a day on the channel for the live stream for 2 hours, and I come back in the evening to kick it with you guys as well. I bet Chuck Norris has some Bitcoin. You're damn right. I heard Chuck pre-mined 22 million Bitcoin. Let that sink in. Greetings from Medellin, Bitcoin. Shout out to One Tally. Cheers. Thanks for working on Saturdays, JV. Need the crypto fix and CoinDesk shut down on the weekends. There you go, Dan. Much respect. I just wear copper fit socks at night. Yeah, I hear copper is really good. That's actually interesting. I prefer the live interaction. Thank you, Nas. I think most people do, but that's why we also do the 30-minute edited version in the evenings. I know everyone doesn't have 2 hours to kick it with JV, so to each their own. You was dropping some gems yesterday in the Rumble. Thank you. Bought my wife the ground mat. That's what's up, Serge, and I love to kick it with you guys on Rumble. For those that don't know, after the show ends on YouTube, typically at the 90-minute mark, we'll go on over to Rumble, and I'll kick it for an extra 30 minutes, uncensored, exclusively on Rumble, where I can talk about things I can't talk about on Google or YouTube, because they're gatekeepers of the truth, which we all know. Welcome, Erico. We appreciate you. Love the short version, too. Appreciate that. Quibit Crypto. Cheers to that. And anyways, here's a few words from everyone's favorite Giga Chad.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
You guys read my mind. Where's Sailor at? There he is. But anyways, family, if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also, be sure to smash the like, as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm, and hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications. That way you get notified every day when JV goes live. And with that being shared, this is pod episode number 1528 of the Crypto News Alerts pod. Today is January 20th, 2024. I'm your host, JV. Happy Stacking Saturday. How many of you took advantage of this dip? Holla at your boy and let me know in that live chat, family. Remember, this is a live and interactive show each and every day. And with that being shared, let's kick it off with our market watch as we do every day. We got Bitcoin correcting, but barely. We're back above 41,800. Respect the pump. We have Ether down 1%, while BNB, XRP, and Cardano are in the green. They say when in doubt, JV, just zoom out. Zooming out on the monthly, Bitcoin down 4% on the month. We have Ether up 12%, BNB up 21%, Solana up almost 13%, while XRP is down 11%, and Cardano down roughly 13%. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits at $1.64 trillion with 38 billion in volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance back on the climb. Let's go. 49.9% with the Ether dominance at 18.1%. And I am curious, please let me know in the chat, how high do you feel the Bitcoin dominance is likely to climb for this bull cycle? Holla. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got Pith Network up almost 20%, trading above 40 cents, followed by Chili's up 15%, trading above 10 cents, followed by Ronin up 12%, trading at $2.26. Below that, Sia Coin, Dogecoin, Astar in the graph. Now, which altcoins are you most bullish on for this bull run? Let me know in the comments, fam. And checking out Crypto Bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily for the altcoin market. You can see mixed bag. We got some collectively in the green, some in the red, some of the biggest gainers, Chili's, Ron, and Doge, along with SC, and the biggest losers, PLS, EHAX, HEX, and SUI. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 52 neutral. Yesterday was neutral as well. Last week, a 64 in greed, and last month, a 70 in greed. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts on the current state of the market. Do you think we're likely to correct some more, or do you think we'll start pumping? And happy 420. There's 420 people in the live right now. Greatly appreciate y'all. Remember to pump the likes to help pump the stream, and give a shout out to our official mascot of the channel, the late great Nipsey. I say late great, sorry, because named after the late great Nipsey Hussle, but nonetheless, that's Nipsey behind me. Notice he's very alert today. I can hear the dogs in the neighborhood barking right now, so he's like, he has to translate that for JV. Yo, is that a buy signal? What are they saying? I mean, anyways, tuning in from Saudi Arabia. That's what's up, Neil. Let me know what's going on with the Saudis. We got the largest oil company over there, just partnered with the largest Bank of Japan, SBI. They're going to be getting into digital assets, Bitcoin, God Candle, let's go. If you have any insights, holla, let me know. Kronos, says Todd. I take it you're bullish on Kronos. I hear them too, says David. You can hear the dogs in the back. Nice. I can afford to kick it with JV. Love every day because of Bitcoin. Amen. Much respect, Raven. I appreciate kicking it with you equally. Remember, if you can't handle the 20% dip after a 300% run up, then you're in the wrong space. Amen. And if you can't handle the 20% dips, you don't deserve the 1,000% rips or those 100,000 Omega candles or $10,000 God candles and all the beautifulness that comes along with it. You know what I mean? Kicking it up for the Emmy Award. Shout out Earl Harris. Good to see you, broski. JV, brother, I tried to buy and they stopped me at 10 G's. Who stopped you? How dare they? You know what I mean? What nerve they have. Why would they do that? Let me know. BTC pairs regarding, let me know what you mean by that. While crypto holdings, waiting for the 100K party. That's a reminder if you're new here, when Bitcoin eclipses the 100,000 mark, JV's throwing a fiesta and everyone's invited here in Puerto Rico to celebrate and kick it with the fam. What's up, family? In Saudi Arabia with the cousins, Mohammed, 1 billion more coming to BTC. Send it. I'm looking for that 1 million Bitcoin purchase. That's what we're going to be discussing today. Shout out Mohammed. Appreciate you, family. Why does anyone know of PolyX? Asset tokenization is bank level big. Well, thanks for bringing it to my attention, Kyle. I appreciate you tuning into the stream. Keiser candles, drooling all over that. Yeah. Raven, most exchanges have daily limits if you're using bank account transfers. That's why you got to do wires, family. Wires probably the solution. I know on Coinbase it's the solution. Shout out to John Wick. I'm a big fan. I appreciate you subbing to the podcast. Cheers. Flying Tiger says, Doge, let's go. Coinbase jerks stopped me too. Wow. So how are you purchasing? Was it the same? I know banking sucks in general, so it really sucks just transferring money to the exchanges and the limitations. I feel your pain, family. Trading altcoins with Bitcoin pairs to stack more sats. That's what's up, Wild Crypto. Do what it do. My Bitcoin portfolio average price entry is 28,000. Hashtag winning. Congratulations, Mr. Bone Daddy. Well done. And way to have the patience and the balls to hodl. Not everyone has a pair of gonads like you. Nipsey, you already know. What up, Joey? Very nice. Happy Sat Stacking Saturday to you too. Treasure Christie, I appreciate you tuning into the pod. Mick Lovin, now the party begins. Welcome, family. Appreciate you tuning in as well. Some more insights from Mr. Saylor.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Tell him, KRS. That's KRS-One channeling Bitcoin in 1997. I'm not saying I'm number one. Sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Shout out KRS. Was able to take a nice profit from Solana to stack Satoshis. So holding that long term. Right on, Raven. Appreciate the insights. Yeah, sometimes I need a drink. I probably must be spitting 100,000 bars per show. So you know how that is. Good afternoon. Do you think it is wise to stack Bitcoin using ETFs? No. Unless you're forced to and in a position where all your wealth is in your 401k and you can't directly invest into the underlying asset and self-custody it, then the next best thing would maybe be a Bitcoin ETF. As Max says, Bitcoin ETFs are a gateway drug to self-custody. So it's better than nothing, but self-custody reigns superior. And that's actually going to be a main topic of today's show later on. We're going to be discussing the difference, pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages of self-custody versus a Bitcoin ETF. Pedro Sanchez, I'm already packing up and looking for the plane fare to Puerto Rico to go to JV's Fiesta. Salute, family. Looking forward to that. What number? Barack Monfils Evangelista in the building. Welcome, family. There is no second best. I'm taking shots every time you push that second best button. Oh, snap. I want you to take some more shots. Give me a sec.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
There you go. If you have the superior asset. Nate, any idea when they'll start offering options or new Bitcoin spot ETFs? What about offering 2x, 3x leverage? I heard something. I forgot which asset manager it was. It may have been ProShares. Correct me if I'm wrong. But a couple of days ago, we did discuss one particular asset manager launching 5 new Bitcoin ETFs with leverage. So that probably would be what you're looking for. Bitcoin is on sale. I'm stacking more sats. Well done. I use Robinhood to DCA and transfer 0.01 BTC to the ledger. That's what's up, Robert. JB, I started on Coinbase and I've tried other exchanges and they'll not let me buy. 10,000 was my limit. Can you try a bank wire? Because I used to make large purchases on Coinbase using bank wires back in the day. If I wanted to spend hypothetically 25,000 on some Bitcoin, you send the wire. Typically within 24 hours, the wire appears in the account. You can make your purchase. You could offload it as soon as you receive the Bitcoin to self-custody wallet and all that good stuff. And there shouldn't be restrictions. I think that's how a lot of the big people do it versus messing with bank transfers or credit cards and all that kind of stuff, which has extreme limitations. Let me know, family. Might compare MicroStrategy versus Bitcoin ETFs. Good point as well, as MSTR is an alternative as well, which Saylor commonly shares. Say no to KYC BTC. Amen, Joey. Thomas, give Saylor enough heads up to attend the 100K party. Excuse me, man. These kombuchas make me burp throughout the show. It's hard. I got to go back to water. Otherwise, I'm just going to be burping my brains out. But nonetheless, hey, my apologies. Breaking down the barriers in the Web3 universe. Cheers, family. What do you think about holding Doge long term? To me, like, Elon is the mascot for Doge, so as long as Elon continues to pump it, maybe you'll be okay. However, meme coins is not JV's thing. I'm all in on Bitcoin. There's no second best. You know my sentiment. All the billions of ETF money going in, but still down. Why? Excellent question. We'll be discussing. Amako and Mohammed bin Salam plan to buy $500 million in Bitcoin. Send it. But anyways, family, we have so much interaction and comments. Keep the comments flowing. We appreciate it. But let's dive into our Bitcoin TA and check out what's happening in the markets right now. This was the latest just published. Bitcoin spot ETFs make a splash, but can their assets under management surpass gold ETFs? You're damn right. In fact, we're already a third of the way there. In fact, the Bitcoin ETF's asset under management already surpassed silver, and silver has been around in the ETF market for a long time, so let that sink in. The surge of the spot Bitcoin ETFs have become a focal point in financial markets, fueling speculation about their potential to outshine traditional assets such as gold. ETFs are conveniently bought and sold on the regular stock exchanges, simplifying the process for everyday investors to trade Bitcoin using their standard brokerage accounts. Another benefit is these instruments are subject to regulatory oversight. I don't know if you consider that a benefit, but breaking down barriers for mutual funds and professional finance managers who were previously unable to directly hold and manage digital assets. Now, here's the impact of the spot Bitcoin ETF on the underlying spot market. ETFs have a unique way of manipulating their maintaining their prices in line with the value of the assets they represent, involving a process called creation and redemption. This process plays a crucial role in managing the number of ETF shares available in the market and ensuring that the ETF price stays closely tied to the value of assets which it represents, and similar to the prices of other items that can be bought and sold. The price of an ETF is influenced by how much people want to buy it, which is the demand, and how much people want to sell it, which is the supply. Sometimes the demand for the ETF can be very high or very low, causing its price to move away from the actual value of the assets it holds. Now, spot Bitcoin ETFs surpass expectations and volumes. Here's the latest. Trading for spot Bitcoin ETFs began January 11th, just 1 week ago, and these products amassed a record high, already $14 billion worth of volume for the first 5 days, a feat unmatched by other commodity ETFs. Quoting the expert here, Eric Balchunas, another way to put the Bitcoin ETF flows in ETF context, besides showing their numbers relative to the past new launches, is how they stack up to all the ETFs in the past 1 week flows. Even after 4 days, 2 of them are in the top 5 and 3 in the top 10 up there for the week. The studs, we got VOO, QQQ. So there you have it. And as highlighted by Balchunas, Bloomberg's top analysts for the ETFs, the only asset class that outshone Bitcoin in terms of volumes was the one tracking either the S&P 500 or NASDAQ. To put things into perspective, the U.S. stock market capitalization stands at $52 trillion, more than 60 times larger than Bitcoin's current $810 billion value. It's still mind-boggling to me that Bitcoin's market cap is currently not even $1 trillion. We're so early, family. More importantly, the combined assets under management of Bitcoin spot ETF issuers currently sits at $28 billion, surpassing the sum of silver, crude oil, and broad diversified commodities, leaving gold as the only remaining competitor. How long before we flip gold, family? Let me know your thoughts. Now, James Van Straten, lead analyst at Crypto Slate, depicts the precious metal gold as the absolute leader in the commodities segment, holding $96 billion worth of under its ETF instruments, as he shares here. As the SEC has recognized Bitcoin as a commodity by this latest filing, he says in terms of assets under management, all commodity ETFs, Bitcoin would rank second with a combined value of $28 billion, with 10 ETFs behind gold. So take that. So you already know Bitcoin is coming out of nowhere, and I think only a matter of time before we eclipse gold here soon. What are your thoughts? However, keep in mind the assets under management of the Bitcoin ETFs currently represents only 3.5% of Bitcoin's current market cap. So in contrast, even if one excludes the 63% of gold's assets under management used in jewelry, coins, electronics, and other apps, its ETF industry encompasses merely 2% of the gold's remaining $5 trillion market cap cap. I think the overall gold market cap right now is close to 13 trillion, family. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, gold is not the only direct competitor in the ETF industry. While the growth of Bitcoin ETFs have outpaced that of commodity-based ETFs, the bond market tells a different story, amassing an impressive 2 trillion in assets under management globally. Similarly, the S&P 500 ETF industry's assets under management surpassed 1 trillion, underscoring the enduring appeal of traditional equities. Now, while Bitcoin ETFs haven't surpassed the gold market cap yet, the recent growth signals a compelling narrative. The comparison with commodities like oil, silver, and gold underscores Bitcoin's growing influence as a legitimate asset class. And as Bitcoin matures, the potential for a market cap above 1 trillion becomes increasingly plausible. You're damn right. And keep in mind, Bitcoin's already surpassed 1 trillion. It's just we cracked it, and now we're about to blow up again now that it's 2024, 90 days away from the Bitcoin halving, family. April, let's freaking go. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and your current sentiment with the price action of Bitcoin. You think we likely to climb on up? The current local top for the past 22 months is that 49,000 level we hit roughly a week ago before correcting 7,000, and hence where we're currently at. XX Bitcoin ETFs will get 30% of the market. Just wait, send it. Mark, I save on Bitcoin. I use fiat trash for short-term expenses. Smart man McLovin. When they run out, it is on. Amen, J-Dub. Welcome to the stream. JB, when I look at my Coinbase account, it says all my bank accounts limits reached. Man, I don't know. Maybe you have to verify the account to have a larger limit, it sounds like. If you're being that limited, maybe see what you have to do to raise the limit. Maybe you need some more identification, whatever they're requesting, more KYC, so that who knows. But that's probably why. Now, I used to be on Robinhood, but I got off of it because we don't actually own the actual crypto on Robinhood. What's your thoughts on that? My thoughts are, if you can't send it to a self-custody wallet, then you're correct and you don't own it. Palm Beach Chris, massive congratulations for gifting 10 memberships to the channel. It's very generous of you. Congratulations. Kyle, Tamala, Mr. Littlebags, Hoot, Salam, Sarazi, Savage, Juicebox, Fantasy, WCB, Leonard Ray, Abdel, Matic, Madden. You have all been blessed with the MicroStrategy membership of the channel. So please show Palm Beach Chris some serious love, because that's not something he has to do. It's something he wants to do to help the fam. So thank you for all the support. Thank you for blessing so many of our members. You'll now get that badge next to your name, and you'll get recognition every time you drop a comment in the live chat. So again, massive congratulations, and thank you so much, Chris. That's very kind of you, brother. I want one, says David. Well, stick around. There may be more given away. You got to love the community. We launched memberships literally like a month and a half ago, and we already have over 600 members, which is incredible. I never fathomed it'd blow up like that. But the truth is, it's because you guys have gifted over 500 memberships to the members. I'm gifting 10 a month. That's nothing. You guys are gifting hundreds of memberships per month, though. Yeah, I mean, much respect. Gary, I didn't have the gifted subs on. I didn't know that was a thing. Is that a thing? I'm not familiar. I want a membership, please. Now, here's the cool thing. If you guys want to support the channel and purchase your own membership, you can for as little as $2.99 a month and become a member of the HODL Gang. We have different memberships: HODL Gang, MicroStrategy, Grayscale, and Satoshi. So you already know. Panama in the hizzy. Tyler Campbell, Robinhood says they store most of the crypto in cold storage offline. Well, if it's them storing it for you, not your keys, not your coins. So don't be fooled. Meaning, if you don't have it in your own self-custody wallet, you don't own the crypto. That means they're owning it on your behalf. So they're self-custodying it for you. And that, you know what I mean? Shout out to Doug. He just gifted a membership as well. Wow. Furious Fox. You've just been blessed with the MicroStrategy membership of the channel. Cheers, Doug. We appreciate you guys. That's 11 memberships already gifted on today's stream. We're only 30 minutes in. And another one in my DJ Khaled voice. Shout out Earl Harris, gifting another membership. Seems like a domino effect right now. DNA Noonan, you've been hooked up. So be sure to pump the likes, family. This is the most given, kind community you're ever going to come across. This is my fam right here. Shout out to David. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod, because ain't no one else do it how we do it. Congrats, Eric Go. Appreciate that, family. Like Gold Jimbo Coates. Raziel, JB, I always smoke one up for the show. CNA gets it lit, fam. Smoke one in your honor. Salute. Cheers to that. I greatly appreciate that. Man, I want a membership. Again, it's only $2.99 away from you, bro. You can make that a reality any moment you choose to select the join button. Now, if you can't contribute in that way, don't beat yourself up. The greatest compliment you can give me, smash the like, and it's free to do so. You just got to be signed in. You know what I mean? Smash the like. It helps pump the stream, get more eyeballs here, and ultimately that's the goal. Help usher in awareness of Bitcoin so we can usher in mass adoption. Shout out to Barack. Another one gifted. Thank you so much, family. Brack has gifted so many memberships. It's not even funny. Cheers, Robert O'Connor. You've been blessed, and show Barack some love. T. Will, good God. I just checked my Phantom wallet, threw $900 into my Myra 2 days ago, 5,000, 48 hours later. This is why you buy alts. Time to buy more Bitcoin with some of this. Well, cheers. Congratulations. When I hear people winning, I like to congratulate them, so congratulations. Thoughts on Hex and Pulse Chain? I've always steered away from them personally. I'm not going to bash them. I'm not going to say anything positive. I'm indifferent because I'm not an investor of those cryptocurrencies, family. I take the membership. I appreciate your streams, man. Thank you very much. And I am here to support your brother. Liked and subbed. Keep grinding, my man. Bitcoin and Solana to the moon, bruh. Cheers. I appreciate the support. It means the world to me. Love to see old Kabong smack his guitar. Who's that? El Kabong. Across the desk of the anti-Bitcoin Dems in Congress. Go El Kabong. I mean, I like the name Bong, so Kabong sounds like a winner to me, but don't know him. This show is the shiznit. I appreciate that, DNA. Cheers, and congrats on being a member. We all winning together, that's right. When we win, one of us wins, we all win. We celebrate each other's victory instead of tearing each other apart. Instead of dividing the masses like the government loves to do, let's bring the frickin' masses together. And that's why I love Bitcoin, regardless of your age, regardless of your location, your creed, you know what I mean? All that stuff is out the window. Bitcoin brings us together. We know it's changing the world one day at a time. I'm here for the Bitcoin. Cheers, fam. El Kabong, old 70s sat AM cartoon. Oh, okay. I'll have to look that one up, Nate. Thank you. 50 G's by February for our birthday, Jennifer. Salute to that. Send it. Let's go. El Kabong is an old cartoon. Now I know. You learn something new every day.
Take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin.
Wow. T. Will, man. It's like I'm in heaven. 5 more memberships gifted to members of the channel. It looks like Navets, you've been blessed. JT Online, you've been blessed. Valentine, you've been blessed. GW is blessed. James Obleton is blessed. Many blessings, blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings. So please show T. Will some serious love. Very kind of you, family. Thank you. Nice work, man. Cheers. JV sowing the seeds of love. Least we can do here. Japan landed a robot on the moon. Are you impressed? No, because I don't believe anything going to the moon. But that's just me. Anyways, we have a lot to cover, and you guys are incredible. Keep the comments flowing. We now have 622 people on the live stream. Rookie numbers. We can do over 1,000. Our top stream thus far, a couple of weeks ago, we had 4.3 thousand people on. Over 50,000 people watched the pod. So I have new expectations for the fam here. Appreciate that. But let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss the latest with Trump claiming if he is elected president, he's not going to allow central bank digital currencies? Somebody's speaking my language. But here's the latest. The headline reads, Rep. Emmer and Trump unite against CBDCs, citing privacy concerns. That's right. U.S. Representative Tom Emmer agreed with the former president, Mr. Trump's view on central bank digital currencies as a threat to financial privacy. Emmer, who is the majority whip of the U.S. House of Representatives, voiced his concerns in a post January 19th, yesterday, echoing Trump's apprehensions about CBDCs and their potential threat to financial privacy. And on January 17th, during a campaign speech in New Hampshire, Trump pledged to prevent the U.S. Federal Reserve from introducing a CBDC in the U.S. if elected president for a second time, and quoting Congressman Tom Emmer, I agree with President Trump. CBDCs pose a serious threat to Americans' right to financial privacy. I look forward to working with him as we continue the fight against the expanding government surveillance state. Now, Trump's strong opposition to CBDCs is due to concerns about the risk of debanking and the potential for misuse of the currency by political actors. Now, Emmer expressed his dedication on working with Trump to oppose what they both perceive as an expansion of government surveillance, citing his CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act, which is backed by 75 co-sponsors. That's what's up. The proposed anti-CBDC legislation, if passed, would serve as a crucial safeguard to limit government surveillance of individuals' financial transactions. And despite Trump's previous disapproval of Bitcoin and other cryptos during his presidency, he has ventured into the crypto space by introducing 3 NFT collections since leaving office. In fact, his most recent was the mugshot one, which was quite hilarious. Trump has made 1,075 Ether from his NFT collection thus far. The latest collection, including his infamous mugshot, which was captured when he surrendered himself to the authorities in Georgia in August last year. Now, bills against referring to a CBDC as a money have been filed in the states of Utah, South Carolina, South Dakota, and Tennessee. We need more states to follow, family. The bills could exclude a CBDC from the definition of money and could create significant roadblocks to its development in the United States. We need to make more strides with this sooner than later, because if we don't, we're doomed. As CBDCs, as we all know, is programmable money by the state, and Bitcoin separates money from the state, and we don't want the state controlling our money the same way we don't want the state controlling our healthcare, because they're incompetent, they're corrupt, and a lot of other words I prefer not to use here on YouTube. You know what I mean? Trump also hates Bitcoin. Yeah, he says he is not a fan of Bitcoin because it undermines the value of the US dollar. I've heard him say that in an interview directly. CBDCs are already here. How many checks do you write anymore? How do you cash do you use? Ask XX. What day starts the halving? Scheduled to take place mid-April. So roughly 90 days. If I was to guess, they say 90 days from here. It's at a particular block, but you can actually see if you type in Bitcoin 2024 halving countdown, you'll see the countdowns, and every countdown may be a little different on the exact date. But last I checked, it's supposed to have been around April 19th. So virtually 1 to 3 months from here. Orange Man is going to be orange pilled. Utah, but I'm a Tala. Trading for altcoins, Bitcoin for holding, says Raven. So you're still clickbaiting your content with Max's name. Whatever, Michael. Whatever. If you don't like it, don't click on it, family. I'm not going to argue with anybody. CBDCs are too little, too late to save the system. But yeah, I'll keep it 100. When I use Max's name in my title, you'll notice my videos get like an extra 5,000-10,000 views. That's how much people love Max. So let that sink in. 40 million Bitcoin mined per day, says Norm. Trump is winning the Republican nod is more pathetic than Biden winning the Democratic nomination, says Tony. I don't use cash at all. Looks to me like monopoly money. No, it is monopoly money. Pretty much, Kepler. Pretty much. I can hold Bitcoin in my trade. Just need that perfect entry. There you go. Mike says anything for money. Well, anything to spread Bitcoin adoption, family. I don't shill anything during the stream. I don't know if you've noticed that, fam. So yeah, I could be like every other YouTuber and just push you every altcoin and say this is the next best thing and here's why you need to buy it after JV bought it to try to get rich off you guys. But I don't do that. I respect you guys, and I think that's why you respect me. Why do people have to hate? I think it's in their DNA. Max is the man. Cheers to that. Long live the high priest. If it wasn't for Max, I probably wouldn't even be doing this podcast. Keep it 100 with you guys. He supported me back when no one else did. So it's called loyalty and respect. I'm a very loyal man. And yeah, I have a lot of respect for him. I wish I could use Bitcoin for everything, but the boomers will run everything where I am. A ruin, yeah. Don't you get tired of these $1 million videos? Cameron, I've produced over 2,000 videos on this channel in the past 6 years. I go by what the analytics tell me. If more people are watching the videos talking about a specific topic, I try to dig and get more insights on that particular topic. Yeah, I can shoot videos about things you're telling me to shoot. No one will watch them and nobody is going to care and JV won't be around. That's the reality of it. You want JV to keep it 100. We have analytics. I know exactly what thumbnails people click on. I have over 2,000 videos, right? of data. I know exactly what type of headlines people will click on. I know what type of content to create. I know what to talk about, to keep it 100 with myself and to keep it 100 with you guys. If you don't like it, don't tune in. No one's forcing you or putting a gun to your head. Watch JV on Saturday. Maybe you're watching me because no one else is live right now. I honestly don't know, but I want to keep it 100. I do the best I can, but I'm a human being and I am flawed like every other human being. If you don't like me, find another, YouTuber. There you go. Problem solved. Respect Max and Stacy. Please, yes. Max and Stacy are my favorite YouTubers. They're my favorite power couple, and you guys already know why. But every episode, why do you have to talk about Max? I don't have to do anything. I choose to because I'm trying to get as many eyeballs on the content and help usher in mass Bitcoin adoption. If 20,000 people watched the stream versus 2,000, JV did his job. Simple and plain. BWOU78, welcome family. Tell him, JV, pound sand and get out of here if you're hating on the pod. JV, why don't you try one day a week talking about issues, your guest requests like Rush Limbaugh? Nobody cares about Rush Limbaugh, bro. Trust that. Like, I don't care about him, so why would my audience care? I talk about the things I care about, and for you guys, you're maybe have some rapport with me, you're probably going to care about the things JV cares about. If I start talking about things that I don't genuinely care about, I'm not going to be passionate, and I don't think you guys would want to even hear that. Like, seriously, do you guys want to hear about Rush Limbaugh? Let me know. I can care less about him unless he just made a massive Bitcoin purchase, unless he's doing something fantastic for the Bitcoin community, then he would be in the articles we're discussing, you know what I mean? So to each their own. To each their own. But anyways, family, we got to continue. We got 728 people on the stream. Keep the likes to come in, the interaction to come in. Again, it helps with the streams. We already gifted probably 20 plus memberships of the channel. Maybe there'll be more. You never know. But let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss the latest with self-custody, shall we? The headline here reads, Cryptocurrency Rights Bill introduced in Virginia. Let's go. We got Saddam Aslan Salim, state senator in Virginia, introduced a bill that aims to impede state authorities from blocking its citizens from exerting different crypto and Bitcoin-linked activities. Senate Bill 339, introduced on January 9th, establishes the citizens will not require a money transferring license to operate staking or mining equipment at the state level. Also, the bill proposes to guarantee the rights that citizens in Old Dominion have to run their crypto node, transact and make payments with cryptocurrencies, and have custody of their crypto assets. Hallelujah. In addition, it introduces an exemption of capital gains taxes for transactions under $200. The bill is very similar to the other bill introduced in states like Missouri, Nebraska, and Indiana, supported by the Satoshi Action Fund, a nonprofit seeking to inform policymakers and regulators about the benefits of Bitcoin and mining. However, unlike the other bills, this one introduces the new element, calling state authorities to convene a work group for the purpose of studying and making recommendations related to blockchain tech, digital asset mining, and crypto activity in the Commonwealth. Now, Dennis Porter, co-founder and CEO of the Satoshi Action Fund, which was involved in this action, celebrated this advancement, stating that these states were taking a stand for the right to use Bitcoin. Let's go. Porter also reiterated the organization's intention to pass similar laws in at least 13 states. He declared the following: we have so many states looking to pass laws that we need to raise more money to support these efforts. So there you have it. And curious how many of you are in Virginia right now and agree with this bill and hope your state gets one soon so we can have the right for Bitcoin self-custody and they can never change it. Let me know your thoughts, family, in the comments right down below. And let's do a little more interaction. Michael Saylor, you still on the line?
And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years.
I'm all ears, Michael. I'm all ears.
And you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin.
Cheers. The best crypto platform on YouTube. Let's go. Cheers, Kelvin Watson. Frank the Tank DGen, welcome. Keith OG, Russia is going to hit them harder than anything. Let's go. Are we referring to a Bitcoin buy, though, when you say hitting them harder? Just making sure. I'm holding Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana on one account. Okay. And my second account, I am holding Doge, Uni, Sheeb, and Optimism. Right on, Blue. Wishing you massive success with those holdings. I like to say a rising tide rises all ships. So as long as Bitcoin wins, which we all know it will in 2024, a lot of these alts are going to come along for the ride. That's a given. Rush was a large righty. More troll interactions. Born in VA Beach. Shout out to VA. That's what's up. Back for more. Happy they are backing up Freedom Money. Me too. That's good to note. Mortgage your wife and mortgage your kids. Fred. Bro, it's true facts, bro. It was the Windows PC that I had back in the day that they're looking for it. No way. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, JV. You already know. I'm not hating whatsoever, but have any of these top analysts ever been called out for their unrealistic predictions on Bitcoin? Here's the reality, Campbell, how I perceive it, because I've been doing a podcast every day here on the channel for a long time, many years, and most analysts will have more inaccurate predictions than accurate. However, at the same token, Max has had many accurate predictions. Are all of his predictions correct? No, because he's not Nostradamus. He's not a prophet. If he was, the government would probably have him in a dungeon right now, because governments don't like that kind of stuff. So thank God he's a human being like the rest of us and not like an alien from outer space or something like that, or from besides the Antarctic wall. But you know what I'm saying? So no one can get it right all the time. That is impossible. It's fun, though, to just speculate, because most analysts and people of high stature, especially billionaires, they don't have the balls to make predictions because they're going to look like idiots. Seriously. Like, the more prominent you are, the less likely you are to make a prediction. Max, you can't put in that box. He's been making bold predictions his entire freaking career. Shout out to Shaquille. We appreciate the support, family. So I respect those that have been calling out the tyranny of the central banks, the Jamie Dimons, the Christine Lagardes, the Senator Warrens, you know what I mean? The Binance lady, Mr. Yellen, and all the corruption on Wall Street, the central banking cartels. There's no one who does it like Max does it. And Max may be a self-made billionaire. He's never going to tell you how much he has acquired because he's not in it for the ego, right? I have more Bitcoin than you. No, you never hear him say that. When he was asked by Alex Jones, do you have 1 million Bitcoin? I lost all in a boat accident, Alex. I don't know what you're talking about, right? So to each their own. But yeah, Max may be an alien. You never know. Did you hear about Keiser's geothermal energy access from stratovolcano in El Salvador? Keiser's the chairman. That's right. We've covered that here on the show. $1 billion project. That's what's up. Yes, Keiser has his hands in a lot of things. Most of some of the largest crypto startups, Max was involved in, or I should say Bitcoin startups. I'm talking about the facts. It is silly. You need to chill out with that USD pair. Can never own enough Bitcoin. Preach. Surge. So this year I started having my kids investing into Bitcoin and double what they invest. I told them they should be rich by 18. That's what's up. So you're saying you're matching whatever they invest? I think that's fantastic. People don't understand the difference between a prediction and an analysis. You don't get called for prediction. Bitcoin, proper tech, gaming, and gambling. Is there the bags to get filled? Predictions are always accurate in the way the Bitcoin is going up. Yeah, pretty much. The timing is the only thing. Yeah, so every single prediction ever made will eventually come true for Bitcoin as long as it's heading up, right? So for example, 100,000, 250,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million. Sailor has said 100 million. Fidelity has said, how many billion? Something crazy. It was like, I think 1 billion per coin. And even Peter Dunsworth, I think the most bullish one we ever covered on the channel was like 6 or 7 billion. But what's ironic, all of those are going to be accurate, but it's almost impossible to get the date accurate. That's the challenge. You know what I mean? Because nobody knows. We don't know the status of the world. Cheers to watch this. We don't know if there's going to be World War III tomorrow. You can't predict it. What if another flu is released that, you know what I mean? You already know what happened in 2020. You already know. So who knows? Is the dollar going to hyperinflate? We don't know what's going to happen. We just know eventually everything's going to be trending to zero against Bitcoin. We just know eventually those who hold Bitcoin for the long haul are going to be very grateful they did, because you got to look at the past to see where we're at today. And over the past 15 years, the facts, Bitcoin is the most appreciative asset in human history. The first form of money to ever exist with a finite limited supply that is incorruptible and unconfiscatable. When you take incorruptible and unconfiscatable and you put them together, that's why one Bitcoin is $41,762 right now. And let that sink in. And anyways, fam, keep pumping the likes to pump the stream, and let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss more with this Bitcoin ETF versus buying Bitcoin directly, because a lot of people are confusing the two, especially the boomers who may not have the insights that many of you guys have. So here we go. A spot Bitcoin ETF has been one of the hottest topics over the past few years. Many investment companies, both traditional and crypto-oriented, have been filing multiple apps with the US SEC over and over again. In fact, it was the Winklevoss twins, the ones who own the Gemini exchange, who submitted the very first spot Bitcoin ETF app over a decade ago. That's how long they've been denying them. On January 10th, the SEC finally gave the go-ahead and greenlit 11 Bitcoin ETF apps. Now, I'm rocking a jersey with the number 11 right now. That's my favorite number. JV was born on the 11th. His daughter was born on the same day as him, same month and day on the 11th. And just FYI, I was born in 1983. 8 plus 3 is 11. And one more fact, same year as Return of the Jedi. So you already know. It's been a hard-fought battle spanning many years. And if you want to check out the full timeline of the events, take a look at the detailed article in the matter. But anyways, with the approval already a fact, it is now critical to explore a very important subject: the difference between buying the spot Bitcoin ETF and buying Bitcoin directly so you can self-custody. So what's better for you? Let's take a look. This table of comparison between the both, while the following article, which I'm going to be breaking down for you, will provide a more depth-in look. Now check it out here. Bitcoin ETF versus buying directly. As you can see here, the Bitcoin ETF on the left with buying directly on the right. When it comes to private key ownership, ETF, no. So that's the big thing. That's the difference. Not your keys, not your coins. We preach this every single episode of the podcast since the inception, pretty much. But when you buy Bitcoin directly in self-custody, you actually own the private keys. So you actually have true ownership, meaning it's unconfiscatable. Bitcoin ETFs can be confiscated. Joe Biden just needs to submit an executive order and say, in the name of national security, Bitcoin is a direct threat to the US dollar, and therefore we're confiscating all the Bitcoin ETF BTC. They did that with the Gold Seizure Act of 1933, so don't think they can't do that with Bitcoin ETFs, family. But anyways, who controls the Bitcoin? With the ETF, it's the provider. With directly you self-custodying it, it's you. Trades 24/7, the ETF? Nope, closes on the weekends. But 24/7 if you self-custody, because exchanges are 24/7. Now, technical expertise needed. Lower for the ETF. They say higher with buying directly. I don't know if I agree with this 100%, but nonetheless, I personally think within 10 minutes, any human being 10 years of age or older can learn how to properly self-custody their Bitcoin in 10 minutes if they have the will and the desire to learn how, and they feel capable. However, for some people, they just never want that responsibility. They prefer someone else to hold it for them. Completely understand. So to each their own. Now, purchasing fees, Bitcoin ETF is going to be way higher than purchasing Bitcoin directly. Also, you have the management fees, like Grayscale's charging for their GBTC product, 1.5% per year. So if you run the math and they're holding your assets for the next 20 years, that can be a very significant expense, whereas you wouldn't have those expenses self-custodying it. So keep that in mind. So ETFs have been a cornerstone in the world of traditional finance for many years. In essence, an ETF represents a basket or individual of assets, and it trades on an exchange just like the regular stocks. It can track the price of various types of assets, including but not limited to securities, commodities, and other assets. It can track multiple assets or just one. Now, in the case of the Bitcoin ETFs, they provide a traditional and well-regarded investment vehicle to gain exposure to the price of BTC. There is, however, a technical difference between the ETF itself and the asset that it tracks. Since the ETF itself is a standalone product, it has a market of its own and trades independently of the asset that underpins it. This is why there might be a difference between the ETF price and the net asset value of the underpinning product. Now, there are other important takeaways that characterize the Bitcoin exchange traded funds. So let's take a look here. You can see now trades on traditional exchanges like the NYSE. And again, we're referring to the Bitcoin exchange traded fund, aka ETFs, is managed by the ETF manager. It trades intraday during the US trading hours, can be a different in price between the ETF underlying asset. Acquisition fees vary in between parties, and investors don't actually own the underlying BTC. So for example, BlackRock uses Coinbase to self-custody it. Now, so BlackRock's not even holding the asset. Coinbase would be in that case. Now, trades on traditional exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange, investors don't own the underlying asset, and everything I just mentioned. Now for the overall pros and cons of the Bitcoin ETF. Pros: regulated financial product. It can be included in specialized portfolios like retirement or 401k, which I think for some of you, you have no option to buy directly in self-custody. Next best thing is going to be the ETF or potentially MicroStrategy stock or Bitcoin mining stocks. You have different options. And backed and regulated by reputable providers like BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager in the world. But here are some of the disadvantages / cons. Investors do not own the underlying Bitcoin. Clearly the biggest problem. There might be a premium on the ETF compared to the Bitcoin NAV, and limited trading hours and higher fees, and confiscatable. So we'll leave it at that. Let me know, family, if you guys agree or disagree with that sentiment, and how many of you are actually invested in a Bitcoin ETF or have plans of doing so. Let me know, because like I said, some of you are have wealth in a 401k. You're not allowed to purchase the underlying asset directly. Maybe you would be taxed, or there's different reasons. So I'd love to know, family. I bought the IBIT the other day at 2360. That's in case the fam doesn't access the cold storage. They have some ETF. Wow, you're pretty amazing, and I think you are very kind for you and your family, AZ. Well done. Yeah, I say screw that. I am hitting the Treasury Department. They won't have ish. BlackRock probably owns Coinbase. Yeah, they own everything. So there you go. Just buy it. It's open and holds its shape because of the blockchain. I don't trust the ETF, stocks, and bonds, etc. I'm with you. Lewis Noah, what it do? Welcome, fam. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, I was born last year of the boomers, and I am in a mission to educate them about Bitcoin self-custody. That's what's up, Christy. Keep doing God's work. Go Stomper, JV. Push the button. Getting thirsty. Oh, good point. I mean, I'm getting a little thirsty.
Right. There's no second best, okay? But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin.
Hold some BC and trade the ETF, 120,000 by the end of 2024. Yeah, Standard Chartered says 200,000 by 2025. Primary shareholder, Standard Chartered, BlackRock. It's a film flam, woo-woo. Little germ, what are we doing? 401k is like some kind of taxation paperwork, right? I'm UK based. Something like that. I've never had 401k, never will have 401k, but I think it's people who work a job, they invest in it, and it's supposed to take care of them when they're retired ultimately. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. Definitely not an expert in that area. What kind of drink is that? This is called probiotic kombucha. The reason I like this one is less sugar. All the other kombucha brands I have found have triple the amount of sugar. The sugar here is very good in comparison to all the other brands I found. It has no additional sugars and only a total of 9 grams. Some of the other kombuchas, 30, 40 grams. And I'm like, what am I drinking? So this one has the lowest level. Good for digestion. I like probiotics personally. It allows me to calm the stomach so I can eat more, so I can put on some weight. Because I'm like my high school weight right now, believe it or not. I'm only 130 pounds, family. I'm trying to get back up to 145. It's hard for me to gain weight because I'm very active. I run, I play basketball, I work out. I'm active every day. And I used to do intermittent fasting for maybe 7 years. Thanks to it, I got shredded. I do have like an 8-pack I'm grateful for, but it's time to put on some weight. So definitely helps with my digestion. I recommend it if you're looking for a nice drink. You can find that in Costco. 401k is an investment tool. Thank you, Jennifer. So it is an investment. You put a little in and in and in, and I would imagine it, what's that word? it grows exponentially, I would hope. What is kombucha? It's basically like, I think, green tea, organic raw, carbonated kombucha, organic green tea, organic black tea, organic white grape, organic cane sugar, organic apple juice. But yeah, it's ultimately derived from tea, and it's the process that makes it like this. It has a very good taste. This particular one is mango passion fruit, the best tasting one I've had, and it has the least amount of sugar in comparison to all the other ones I had. 401 is matched from your employer anywhere from 2 to 10%. Okay, so you can theoretically say, I'm going to put 5% of my paycheck into my 401k, and then your employer is supposed to match it. Makes sense. Not worth, do more research. 401k is not worth it. There are many Bitcoin short futures traders in Sydney, Australia. 1 million Bitcoin short future position. They're already super rich. Interesting. I appreciate you sharing. You're at Costco now. Look out for it, man. I buy like 5 boxes of them. They come in boxes of 6 whenever I go to the store. I'll usually drink 2 a day or something. Fermented. Fermented. That's the key. Yeah, that's the word. Fermented. Fungus mushroom. Thank you. I love mushrooms. Just like Mario Brothers. Stay away from the 401k, just buy Bitcoin. That's right. Bitcoin is better than a 401k. Bitcoin is better than an insurance policy, and all the rest is fermented, bruh. There you go. That's why it has that, like, the bubbly taste. You know what I mean? 81 young man, JV. Word. Who's 81? Are you 81, Jordan? Cheers to you. Cheers for the microbiome. Word. 130 pounds of sats, guts, and tiger meat. Let's go. Best money is free. 401k match, says Misha Wright. 401k is not worth it. You're funding gamblers. I can do that myself, says Rave. If the market crashes, so does the 401k. It's a dinosaur. What about the Cash App? Cash App is an excellent place to purchase some Bitcoin. I recommend it. You can grow it yourself. It's grown using sugar. Good to note, Adam. Apex, baby. Apex. Where my Apex predators at? Anyways, family, we got 2 more stories to share with you. Let's next discuss a all-time high Bitcoin target incoming, according to analyst Kevin Svensson. Then we'll be discussing the latest from Max Keiser regarding the 1 million Bitcoin buy coming from the Middle East, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the latest, the high priest has to share. But first, here's this analyst. Analyst trader Kevin Svensson is forecasting the potential path forward for Bitcoin over the coming weeks and months. How many of you agree that we're likely to hit a all-time high sooner than later? Holla at your boy. He shares that the S&P 500, an index tracking the stock performance of the largest 500 listed companies in the U.S., has previously served as the leading indicator for Bitcoin ahead of the reaching of a new all-time high. That's right, quoting him here. The S&P is always leading Bitcoin on the all-time high breaks, and this is a good sign because Bitcoin is still 40% below its all-time high, and the S&P is right near its all-time high. So if you look back in time, the second halving of 2016, the S&P 500 broke its all-time high during the second halving, and about 7 months later, Bitcoin broke its all-time high. That was about a 7-month difference. And the third halving, 2020, how many of you were here to witness that halving 4 years ago? Let me know. The most recent halving, the S&P broke its all-time high, and about 4 months later, Bitcoin broke its all-time high. Now, looky here. You can see here the first section was the first halving, second section, second halving, and then you see the third halving. So the first halving that ever took place was back in 2012, family. So just shy here of this chart. And then we had the second halving in 2016 and the third in 2020, and we're about to hit the fourth in roughly 90 days. So on what Bitcoin is likely to do as the S&P 500 index hovers just below its all-time high of just under 4,800 points, reached January 3rd, 2022. Svensson says the following: Bitcoin is likely, I would say, less than a half a year away and probably about 4 months away from its all-time high. And again, halving in 3 months, so he's ultimately predicting that a month after the halving will be above 69,000 in price discovery mode. Send it. He also says, so if the S&P breaks its all-time high, well, we can be pretty sure the Bitcoin is just months away from doing the same thing, and then we would be off into this bull market. That is at least what history shows us. So there you have it. And to watch the video he did, check the show notes below the video in the description. And please do also keep that in mind that every article I resource is always in the description so you can get the insights and intricate details later on. Yeah, I mean, and with that being shared, welcome everyone just joining the stream. Pump the likes to help pump the stream. Close to 800 people on here right now. In a couple of minutes, we're going to be diving into our feature story of the day and discussing a 1 million Bitcoin buy in the Middle East. Lant, welcome. Grayscale is selling a ish ton of Bitcoin every day. You damn right they are. That's why we're dumping. That's why we've been dumping. Even yesterday, I shared on the stream, they transferred 14,000 Bitcoin to Coinbase, and they're dumping. JB, did you check out the jellyfish? What's jellyfish? I don't know what that means, UAP. I have no clue. Killer Bro, welcome Cryptolution. SPX already broke the all-time high. Let's go. Oh, interesting. Why is Coinbase holding my funds? Let Grayscale sell, hollers will buy. Good point. Eventually they'll run out. Saudi money? Yes, exactly. Send it. Where's Mohammed at? Won't enter a trade until 45,000 is broken, says Blue. Bitcoin volume is so low. BlackRock buys 40,000 Bitcoin. Yeah, I bet you a lot of the asset managers are buying at these prices. I mean, this is a dream come true. So can the Saudis, can Qatar, could they be buying right now is the $1 million question. Enter the dragon. Speaking of Enter the Dragon, here's a little insights from Mr. Lee.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless.
Like water.
Like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup.
The hat, where was it? Oh man, it's embarrassing. It was in the closet right behind me. I opened the closet and saw the hat, and I was like, after I made that big stink on how it disappeared and I couldn't figure it out, I searched the entire crib. It's a mystery. Yeah, it was in the closet. Maybe some trolls took it and they put it back in the closet, because I don't know. But yeah, I digress.
You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot.
Mohammed, call the Saudis and Qatar cousins, fam. There you go, LM. Thanks for the reminder. Shout out Mohammed.
Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
You heard it first and foremost. Bitcoin is the water. It can flow or it can crash, and we're gonna flow. JV, yes, sounds like kombucha can get someone high. That'd be awesome. Actually, there's alcohol in it. It's a very small percentage. It says less than 0.5% alcohol in the very bottom. So theoretically, I guess if you're that sensitive, maybe. Bitcoin is internet money. Damn right it is. Grayscale has more to sell. I'm still expecting a bounce off of 37 to 39 G's, says Blue. Underpants Genomes took your hat for the party. Be the ball. There we go. What's the perfect entry? Yesterday. No matter when you ask. What's the second best entry? Now, in the present. And the present is a gift. That's why it's called the present. So seize the moment. Take advantage of it. If you know what I'm saying. Chris, got my Trezor on the way. Let's go. Excited. My Bitcoin held on Polynex. Not feeling good about that. Well, you'll be able to put it on the Trezor soon. So steady, lads. Expecting a pullback to 43. A pump. Habibi, send it, says Estat. What's your opinion about buy Bitcoin on Revolt? I'm not familiar with the exchange, so I'm not familiar with it. So I've never done it, so I can't say, hey, it's a great place to buy it. I would research it and test it out. I have no clue. If anyone else has used Revolt, let us know. Lindsay Lohan tried to blame a DUI on kombucha. No, are you kidding me? It was like 11% kombucha, though. That's interesting. Like, yeah, if it's 89% alcohol and 11% kombucha, you got a problem. It can flow or it can crash anytime. That star looks good on me. It does, Abdel. So congratulations. Appreciate you being a member of the channel, supporting the movement. Be the Gensler. Be me, says Gary. Shout out Gary Gensler. Every episode we have Gary Gensler here in the chat. The only podcast I'm aware where Gary actually listens to the show, even though we make fun of him practically every day. He keeps coming back for more. So thank you, Gary. You're a good sport, brother. Bitcoin ETF options coming soon. Send it. But anyways, fam, we've been streaming now an hour and 7 minutes. So we got to get the show on the road. Anyways, Now for the featured story of the day. Here is the latest from the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser. In response to the tweet he made December 3rd, I have one word for you: 100,000 Bitcoin God Candle fans, Qatar. The rumors are getting very loud on this. Well, he updated us and he wrote, loving the price action. Wouldn't be surprised if the big news hits the tape next week. So let me share my screen with you. He wrote that here. I think that was yesterday. Yeah, January 19th at 12:49 p.m. So that's his latest update. And then he reiterates it here in another tweet. These two guys are loving the Bitcoin sale going on right now. You're damn right. Wouldn't be surprised if major news hits the tape next week. So will the major news hit the tape next week? He also tweeted this one yesterday at around 12:47 p.m. You can see January 19th got roughly 250,000 views. And this was off the back of the post he made on December 29th, where he wrote, these two are teaming up to make Larry Fink, aka BlackRock, and Michael Saylor look like peanuts, with the buy order of 1 million Bitcoin and a $100,000 God Candle. Send it. Now, if anyone knows the man on the right, let me know. But apparently they used to be enemies, but now they're allies, and they're looking to make some major moves in the Bitcoin space, according to Max Keiser. Now, the guy on the left, I believe, is the Prince of Saudi Arabia. Fam, correct me if I'm wrong, Mohammed, or anyone in the chat, but I believe that's who it is. Now let's see the thread. He wrote some other things. You don't change Bitcoin. Bitcoin changes you. Excellent quote, by the way. Jamie Dimon in cuffs. Yes, please. I think we'd all agree. So someone wrote here, the guy on the right is on house arrest by the guy on the left. And Max wrote, exactly. So interesting, but he didn't drop the name. So I don't even know still who precisely that guy is, but I figure one of you guys must know. But let's get back to this here. So back on December 3rd, he made this thread, which caught a lot of buzz and sparked a lot of controversy. You could even see Mr. Bukele meeting up with the head of Qatar, the Emir or the president, the prince, whatever you want to call him. So clearly discussing something, and he even shared an update on December 6th, Max. To add clarity, here's what my source said. Bitcoin makes our $1/2 trillion sovereign wealth fund effectively worthless. We should just convert it all into Bitcoin. Now, that would be a boss move to the 1,000th power, if you're to ask me, because $500 billion, I mean, considering the Bitcoin market cap right now is only, what, 800 billion? It would virtually double it overnight if they were able to do that. So, I mean, you never know at the end of the day. So he also wrote the God Candle is a 100,000 uptick in Bitcoin, and that it's in play, and that it will shift the global access to wealth and power in a single tick. So yeah, what are your thoughts on Qatar potentially converting their sovereign wealth fund into Bitcoin? Let me know. And also, there's a headline here, brand new article just published yesterday, January 19th. Don't worry about the Bitcoin price dip. Analyst Max Keiser still predicts 220,000 target incoming. But before we dive deeper into that article, here's some other tweets he recently shared. The GBTC, Bitcoin rotation dance, will soon hit equilibrium, and new all-time highs will quickly follow. The net inflow into Bitcoin is rising. The rotation at a GBTC is masking a net increase in demand. An inflection point is imminent, $220,000 in play. Now, if you'd like to see a 220,000 price action, write 220K in that live chat, family. And shout out to Bukele, whatever that instrument is. I don't know if that's a ukulele, a guitar, but he is the man. Much respect for Bukele and the beautiful people of El Salvador. I truly pray he wins the presidential election this year and gets reelected as the most incredible president their country has ever had. Now, he also wrote here, Max Keiser, I like ARC B. Kathy Wood is the Michael Saylor of fund managers. She does her homework. He also says, full disclosure, I put $100,000 of my petty cash, aka monopoly fiat currency, into ARC B yesterday. So Max is a fan of Kathy Wood and giving her a lot of clout here, saying she is the Michael Saylor of fund managers, and he has now an investment in her ETF, which is pretty cool. This was off the back of Eric Balchunas posting this. This is interesting. The newborn 9 actually saw a 34% jump in volume today versus yesterday. Normally, with a hyped up launch, you see volume steadily decrease each day post-launch. Rare to see it reverse back up. All but one saw a jump too, but GBTC change flat was a volatility thing. Good sign, in my opinion, according to the top ETF analyst, Eric Balchunas. So there you have it, family. He also wrote here, this is a quote I actually shared on my timeline quoting Max. Money existed before the state. Bitcoin separates money from the state. Bitcoin will kill the state. And you have the high priest baptizing the one and only Alex Jones. Shout out to Alex. I am a fan. But anyways, here's some more insights from this article. In a recent post, Max, the well-known Bitcoin advocate and advisor to El Salvador's President Bukele, made a resounding call to the global crypto community regarding Bitcoin's recent developments, particularly the approval of the spot ETF. He also says the spot Bitcoin ETF is a gateway drug to self-custody. I like that quote. Keiser also shared his insights on the factors influencing Bitcoin's surge to new and subsequent price fluctuations. Before the SEC gave its nod to the spot Bitcoin ETF, Max discerned a game-changing moment. Wall Street witnessed a unique twist as brokers and major banks imposed restrictions on customers eyeing spot Bitcoin ETFs. Keiser believes this became a catalyst, propelling Bitcoin to scale to new peaks. The subsequent SEC approval then played its part, pushing Bitcoin just beyond the $49,000 mark. And quoting Max here from a tweet January 18th, more than half of Wall Street brokers and banks are blocking purchases of any Bitcoin ETFs. This has pushed new and all-time highs for Bitcoin back a couple of weeks. As predicted, incumbents are not going peacefully into that good night. Damn the tuxedos, full speed ahead. So he's ultimately encouraging the Bitcoin community. The transition to this new era might be a bit challenging for the big banks, but Keiser, the crypto expert, urges enthusiasts to ride the wave with optimism. Now let's discuss Van Eck's optimism. Despite the decrease in Bitcoin price, other major Bitcoiners, including Samson Mow and Gabor Gerbax from Van Eck, have been talking about the positive long-term impact of the spot ETF approval on BTC. Gerbax points out the financial giants like BlackRock, Fidelity have a Bitcoin stash 25 times larger than El Salvador's treasury. And what's ironic, it only took BlackRock a single week from launching the ETF to acquire 25,000 Bitcoin. And as I shared on yesterday's pod, Fidelity right behind them, already $1 billion in assets under management, roughly 25,000 BTC. And with Bitcoin Tether and MicroStrategy holding a combined $8 billion in Bitcoin, institutional investors wield substantial influence for the crypto arena. And despite the recent 16% downturn since the peak triggered, or the spot peak by the ETF approval, Keiser remains steadfast in his prediction. Currently, with Bitcoin trading above 41,000, he says 220,000 is the ultimate destination, a staggering 220K. The roller coaster ride continues, and the crypto world eagerly awaits Keiser's bullish predictions. So there you have it, family. What are your thoughts? Do you think we're going to see a God candle sooner than later? Do you think the Saudis or the kingdom of Saudi Arabia right now, or Qatar, their sovereign wealth fund, are buying this dip, taking advantage of Bitcoin? Will they be announcing it anytime soon? Honestly, fam, let me know your thoughts. Do you think they will make Larry Fink and Michael Saylor look like peanuts? Do you think they'll pull out a 1 million Bitcoin buy order and send a $100,000 God candle on a single uptick on the daily chart? Holla at your boy. And now let's dive into some more Q&A, family. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. Pump the likes to pump the stream. The price action is back in the green. Let's go. Yes, now I'm getting lit. Anytime I cover Max, I get like, it's kind of like in Dragon Ball, you turn Super Saiyan, like that next level. That's what I'm feeling right now. 1 million buy, 428 billion is a long way from a $500 billion. Bright futures ahead, says Thomas. Bruce Lee, The Game of Death. The only time I saw Bruce Lee get beaten up. Well, The Game of Death, epic film, by the way. That was the last film he was shooting. He died in the process of filming it because he got the Hollywood deal with, what's it called? Enter the Dragon. So he put Game of Death on hold, but he actually recorded all the scenes in the Game of Death. First, the fight scenes going up to Pagoda. He fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and all those guys. Those fight scenes are like nothing else. Incredible. Imagine if Bruce Lee was in the entire movie and didn't die early at such a young age. For Christ's sake. Yeah, I love Lee. Bruce Lee for the win. Does Satoshi Nakamoto still hold the 1 million Bitcoin in his wallet? Well, they say it's collective of wallets, meaning it's not all in one particular wallet. They say collectively they haven't moved, and he has a stash of roughly 1.1 million Bitcoin. Some speculate that Satoshi was Hal Finney. You know, Hal Finney is no longer here. Rest in peace. There's no second best. Cool Cat Crypto post-halving is definitely going to be historically epic, I believe. I'm hiring my attorney, and then I am going after Cash App. They already done Coinbase for me. Ooh, what's going on there? 50 billion is about to come from Qatar. They don't want the Allah candle while accumulating. Cheers, Mohammed. I'll toast to that. Let's go. Shout out to our brethren in Qatar and Saudi Arabia. 50 bill, bring it. The guy on the right is Maji Muhammad, my second cousin. He is also one of the princes. Wow, thank you. Finally got clarification on who that is. And I know I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, so my apologies in advance. Maji Muhammad. Good to note, family. Another prince. Bruce Lee, another prince of Qatar or in Saudi Arabia. Bruce Lee would have been a Bitcoiner. Oh, you already know. He'd be like, there is no second best. Be Bitcoin, my friend. You have multiple things in different areas, but my bank is already on. I canceled my cards and they're getting caught with fraud. Sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, the legacy financial system is rife with fraud and hucksters, as Gensler would call it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Howls from the 2001 Space Odyssey. Man, Hal Finney is the man. Bruce Lee prophesies in Bitcoin, adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. That's right. That's from the Tao Jeet Kune Do. I remember that. Cheers to you, family. And plus, I'm going to get some money from my estate, and I'm going to get my treasury and my social security, and you guys won't have Bitcoin worth of crap. Word. Cash App is what I use for my household budget. That's what's up, Jennifer. Good to note. Net inflow, 5,000 Bitcoin a day since the ETFs at 365 is 1.8 million Bitcoin, only 1.8 million on the exchanges. We go to moon, boys. Cheers to that. Chris Robertson, appreciate the math. Pump up the jam. I remember that. Bruce Lee was way better than poorly. Yeah, Bruce Lee is legendary, fam. Imagine Bruce Lee in the UFC fighting Sean Strickland tonight. Do you think Strickland would have a chance against Mr. Lee? Honestly, what do you guys think? I don't think they'd be able to block Mr. Lee's kicks. Might hit you with that 1-inch punch. What do you think? Pump watch? Not at this price level, family. We got to get back like 44, 45 G's. Get a nice, respectable pump. Couple of $1,000 in the green on the day motivates JV to do a pump watch. You already know. Yeah, I know a dude that confiscates Bitcoin for the U.S. government. Wow, what a job. Is his name Hitler? UK introduced stakeholder pensions with compulsory enrollment for employers. You can opt out as an employee. You know, the state pensions are going to zero. I like Brandon Lee. Rest in peace, Brandon Lee. Allegedly died from shooting the crow. Supposed to have been blanks. And they shot a real bullet. Done. The curse of the dragon, they say. I think they were just killing his bloodline as far as males are concerned. Shannon Lee, I think, is still going strong. Bruce Lee's daughter. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know what's up with Linda Lee. Is she still around? I know that was Bruce Lee's wife. Cheers, Mohammed. Doge. Let's go, Brandon. I buy biddies to watch my portfolio graph grown. I'm up 80% in 6 months, but Bitcoin is only up 50%. I am happy. The famous Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris fight, that's from Return of the Dragon. We need a new Keiser or Sailor fight. Ooh, that'd be pretty good. But yeah, Return of the Dragon was lit. That's the one where him and Chuck Norris are fighting. He rips out Chuck Norris's chest hair, and you hear the cat. Meow. Legendary scene, bro. That was in Rome. That was shot in Rome, that fight. Epic. Alec Baldwin did it too. Yeah, Boss Baby, unfortunately, is a killer. That's funny you said dump. Watch what I think. You get hate for it. Guy Baldwin was high there. Snakes in the monkey shadow. It's Bitcoin. Have you seen Bruce Lee play two people in ping pong? Yeah, you know that's AI though, family. I've seen that many times over the years. 100% AI. There's no legitimate footage of him using a nunchuck or nunchaku to hit the ping pong ball, but it looks legit as oh my God. Yeah, that video is insane. Way of the Dragon. Chuck Bruce fight. Yeah, I recall it being called Return of the Dragon. I think they had different names, maybe depending upon where they were released. But Return of the Dragon was shot before Enter the Dragon, which was the final Hollywood movie he did before he was either sacrificed or somehow mysteriously murdered. Tommy Lee versus Bruce Lee. I prefer Return of the King. Enter the Dragon. But yeah, I mean, Enter the Dragon's lit because he just whoops everyone's ass. Just like effortlessly. Hi, my real name is Aldwin bin Talal, another prince of Saudi, my second cousin. I posted, okay. Cheers, Mohammed. I am a run node for my wallet. I doubt it. I got Duplessis. I always mess up his last name, but the guy from South Africa, the white man from South Africa. It's going to be a good fight. Most people are picking the South African, believe it or not. What's going to be interesting about the fight tonight, Strickland and the South African, none of them are known for being on their back foot. They both push the pace. So you have two strikers that just want to push the pace and kill each other. So kudos to the UFC. The Dark is scared of Chuck Norris. Oh, no. Linda Lee is alive and remarried to a stockbroker. Wow. Should have married a Bitcoiner. But I digress. Rest in peace, Mr. Lee and Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee shot a blank, but the concussive wave hit his temple. Yeah, man. Sad. Had all the potential in the world, man. Warrior on HBO Max, allegedly written by Bruce Lee. Interesting. Is this a good show you guys recommend? Let me know. Somebody orange pilled Chuck Norris. You already know Chuck's a hodler. Chuck also got beat up by Bruce Lee. There you go. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Bitcoin will rock it. So will you and me. You got bars, Nate. I am a Sapphire, and our boxes are little nuts. I like little nuts. I mean, I'm a vegetarian, so if I don't eat little nuts, there's no way for me to get my protein intake. So in my kitchen, it's filled with little nuts. Speaking of little nuts, where's squirrel bait at? Tonight's fight is going to be lit. Strickland, not going to stop. Man, I love his rants, though. You saw where he went against that guy from the other community and just lit him on fire, went viral. Everyone was talking about it. I'm not really going to discuss it here due to the censorship, but you know what I'm saying. Bruce Lee, Jet Li. Yeah, Jet Li is one of my faves. Jet Li's my favorite movies. Shaolin Temple. There's many of them. Fist of Legend, which is like a remake of Enter the Dragon. He just kicks everyone's ass relentlessly. Incredible movie. Jet Li and Jackie Chan are gods in my eyes. I grew up watching their films. Been a big martial arts fan since a child. You know, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Gordon Liu, Sammo Hung, you name it. A little nuts, strange conversations. Ravens or Texans, Niners or Packers. Honestly, I don't follow football. Back when I was a kid, middle school, you know, I played in fourth grade. I used to like the San Francisco 49ers because I lived in California at the time. That was like the golden years of football. It was like Joe Montana. Jerry Rice was my man. Jerry Rice, hands down, my favorite back then. They had an incredible team. Jackie Chan's a complete badass. Yeah, to a whole new level, doing all his own stunts. In fact, Jackie Chan was a stuntman for Bruce Lee. He actually did some of the stunts for Bruce Lee in his films. So Jackie goes way back, just like Jet Li goes way back with films like Shaolin Temple, where he's like 18 years old. Favorite Jackie Chan film? Drunken Master. That's why I learned the push-ups on your wrist. Because remember the old guy with the thing, like you had to do the push-ups a certain way, the upside down pull-ups, filling up the buckets of water. Drunken Master. Oh my God. Favorite film, hands down, greatest of all time. Also, Drunken Master 2 was remade like decades after the original. Well done because the technology advanced a lot in the film industry. But those two movies amongst my favorite of all time, Drunken Master, the original, and Drunken Master 2, both starring Jackie Chan. If you guys seen it, let me know. Chan is the man. Best Kung Fu? What is that, Kung Pao? Kung Pao's hilarious. I remember seeing that in the movie theater with my Kung Fu school, because after class, the Kung Fu brothers, we call Sihings, we all got together and we saw Kung Pao. This was back in the day when JV used to study martial arts religiously. Drunken Master, legendary. Grab a membership. Cheers, Rudy. We appreciate all the members here of the channel. Me, you, like some old school movies. Yeah. In fact, my favorite were the Shaw Brother films. These were back in the 70s. I used to collect them. These were the films that the Wu-Tang Clan would sample from. Movies like Shaolin versus Wu-Tang. Movies like Shaolin Master Killer. My favorite actor then was Gordon Liu, and he is the old man who plays Pai Mei in Kill Bill. But when he was a young man, yeah, incredible. Shaolin Master Killer, another one of my favorite all-time films with Gordon Liu. Old school Shaw Brother films, brother. Also, we can't forget about the 5 Deadly Venoms. There's some classics. You know what I mean? Abdul-Jabbar Kareem. Yeah, that was in The Game of Death. That was an epic fight as well. Kareem actually studied under Bruce Lee and got that part in the film. I watched that movie a couple of weeks ago, Drunken Master. The original, Joseph, like the old school one, or the newer one they redid? Let me know. They're both legendary. NFL is run by corrupt refs. Gave it up for Bitcoin. I feel you, Corona. I feel you. There's a lot of corruption in sports, of course, just like corruption with everything. I bought 100 ARC B to support Kathy Wood. Damn that vintage pic of her. Shout out Robert O'Connor. Cheers, family. How did Carradine choke to death? They say it was like a sexual thing he was doing. It's ironic because I met him a couple of weeks before he died in California at a charity event. Yeah, crazy. He was right in front of me. Ninja Assassin is an awesome movie. Needs a sequel. Right on. The Saudis are looking to build on Solana and ICP. Was you into Van Damme? I mean, who wasn't? Who wasn't? Yeah, keep it 100, yeah. Van Damme, Steven Seagal, they're all legends to me growing up. I mean, how do you not like Bloodsport? Come on now. I remember those NFL players. I'm not betting on any NFL games, just asking. Wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi. Of course, we know the Karate Kid. Carradine was doing some kind of weird ass sexual technique involved. That's what they say, unless he was really murdered and they made it seem like that. You never know. Honestly, what do we know? Kismet JV. I didn't see Drunken Master 2. Dude, you're going to have to see part 2. It's legendary as well. If you like 1, you'll love 2. JV Kill Bill. Oh, man. Huge Tarantino fan. Kill Bill, of course. They brought Gordon Liu as Pai Mei. Gordon Liu was my favorite actor growing up in Kung Fu. I watched every Gordon Liu film there is. All those Shaw Brother films, Gordon Liu was like the man. He's the one who always played the lead of the Shaolin monk. Gordon Liu, man. Gordon Liu. Sonny Shiba, dude was a freak. Face it, Chiba grew up on Bloodsport, right? Classics. Was his name Frank Dukes in that film? Frank Dukes. Racks on sats. Now we're talking. South Park, the shit he woke up. Bloodsport, the Van Damme baddest movie of the 80s, starring a white boy. Anyway, starring a white boy. Oh, I see. Bro, Kickboxer was my jam. That was good. All of the films, man. Why are you vegan? I'm not vegan. Maybe a year of my life I was vegan. I'm vegetarian. I haven't eaten meat since I was 16. I'm going to be 41 in a couple of weeks. I haven't touched meat since I was 16. Just a personal decision. I don't like eating animals. Like, to me, I see a dead animal. I see it as a dead animal, not meat. And just no desire, honestly. But I understand with that comes great responsibility. And the great responsibility means you don't want to be malnourished. Obviously, I'm a little person. If I ate meat, I'd probably beef up, pun intended. But at the same time, there's alternative ways to get protein shakes, nuts, and things of this nature. So I'm up for the challenge. It served me. I'm like Nate Diaz. I don't, don't like meat. I'm a vegetarian, is what it is. I don't judge, though, other people, regardless of what they choose to eat. No one else I know is a vegetarian. My daughter eats meat. My family eats meat. My family is Italian. I'm 100% Italian. So growing up, meatballs, spaghetti and meatballs, lots of meat. What's the story? But maybe one day I'll dive deeper into it, but that's the basis. Because what we're going to do now, as much as I love kicking it with you guys, we're going to end the YouTube stream and head on over to the uncensored version of the show exclusively on Rumble. If you got value out of today's stream, be sure to pump the likes. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'm here each and every day. I'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. But if you don't know, I'm streaming live right now on Rumble and YouTube. We stream at the same time on both platforms. The YouTube stream is about to end, and we will continue with the uncensored version of the show exclusive on Rumble. So head on over to Rumble right now. You can open up the app, type in Crypto News Alerts. If you want the direct link, it's rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. You also find it in the description, and we'll get this party started uncensored style. Looking forward to it, fam. You already know Rumble sessions are always lit, and I'll be back here on the tube, 9 p.m. Eastern. See you then. I'm out. All right. There we go.